going on? What's going on? Okay. Should be good to go. Okay. Just gonna give it a sec. What's going on? What's going on? Okay. Alright, I got a college visit tomorrow, so I gotta make this short. Some BS. Okay. I guess we'll start with the Asmongold ban. Ah! Holy, what is this? What? My stream bitrate is too high. Higher than the recommended buy rate. Uh-oh. What? What is even that? It's higher than the recommended buy rate. Not sure I care. Is the stream quality good? 720p, that's all I need. Yeah, connection's fine. We're not changing any of that. Okay. Just put that there, I guess. Okay. Recommend I stream with 2,500 bits. Okay, that's not gonna happen. Okay, I'm tired, so expect me to fumble. First off, the Asmongold ban, right? So Asmongold was banned for saying, maybe a not so great thing, saying that we should just, or I guess Spain should just shoot the immigrants coming across the border indiscriminately. And it got him banned, we think. We think it got him banned. He doesn't know why he's banned. It could be this, it could be something else. Usually when it's something else, though, you know, less controversial, they reach out and they talk to him. But this time they didn't, and they just kind of let it go. And they haven't said anything to him. They haven't told him why he's banned. They haven't told him how long he's going to be banned. Well, usually it's 2 weeks. We think it's going to be 2 weeks. And yeah, he was banned for saying we should shoot Spain should shoot the Moroccan immigrants crossing the border into Spanish land in Ceuta, Spain, and it got him banned, and a lot of outrage. Even a lot of people that I know who are right wing think that this is quite a bit extreme, and some of them are even okay with him being banned. And I don't know how I feel about that. I personally think he shouldn't have been banned for this. It's just, yeah, is it extreme? Yeah, is it that extreme? No. When you got people like Hassan Piker saying that the streets should run in red capitalist blood, I think it's quite a bit hypocritical to ban Asmongold for this and not him for that. Like that should be a permanent ban, should it not? Hanging things like a Cuban flag. You got 9/11 in your background. The newspaper from 9/11 is in Hassan Piker's background. You can look at his latest streams. Well, I don't know, but like the last time I saw a stream, he had it up. He might have taken it down. I doubt he did. You could probably go see it's still there. But we allow that, but we ban somebody else giving an opinion. Come on, like really? Now, do I think his opinion is morally right? No, no, I do disagree, but I do think it is better than doing nothing. Doing nothing is absolutely the last thing that Queta Spain should be doing. You cannot do nothing. You can't sit there and watch this happen. Okay, your people will be taken advantage of. They'll take advantage of your systems. They'll take advantage of everything. Right? They're acting in self-interest and they're not assimilating. You can see the videos of them jumping over the border. It's obvious that it's not okay, and if you think that you can go ahead and leave, or you can listen and just be mad, because I don't know how we could be this far into pretty much everything and still think that just letting these people immigrate to wherever they want without assimilating is perfectly okay. It's obviously not. And if you have any source of intellect, this thing called a brain, you would know that. But a lot of people are saying, yeah, no, well, leftists specifically are saying, just stand there and don't do anything, which is obviously wrong. Everybody knows it's wrong. But the opinion I want to give is kind of like a mix. Well, first of all, Asmongold said this because A, he is an atheist, and B, he is pragmatic. What's the most practical way that doesn't really matter morally to get rid of this problem? Just eliminating the threat. I mean, come on. There's nothing more clear cut, quick, and morally. If you don't have to account to morals, then yeah, his way is easily the most efficient, the most cost effective, and the quickest. However, standing there and doing nothing is obviously wrong too, because that's immoral. It goes against your own people, even though you're letting them come into your country and that is a benefit to them. You're benefiting a party. It's not as good as defending your own countrymen. I think that no matter what Spain does or should have done, it should positively affect the Spaniards in some way. No matter what action you take or inaction you take, you need to be having a positive effect on your people. It's obvious. I mean, come on. The people should have a say, or well, you should be acting in your people's best interest. Any good king, even a king, would know to act in his people's best interest, because if he doesn't, then the people revolt, right? So treating them fairly is usually a good route, or oppressing them, but that's not what Spain does to my knowledge. So you would want to be acting in your people's interest, or else they'll get mad and revolt, which is apparently not happening. But anyways, the most pragmatic and moral, coming from a Christian standpoint, the most pragmatic and moral and efficient way to go about this is, I think, would be working camps, where you have them work for a certain period of time and you attempt to convert them to your ideology, or at least, if you can't convert them, then at least let them assimilate into your way of life. This is how we act. When we go to the grocery store, if we have our phone in our pocket, it's not blasting music, right? Well, I guess the Moroccan Africans wouldn't really have phones, but you get the point. You act in with the rest of society. Don't be weird. It's that simple. Act how we act. Don't act how you act back there, because you decided to come here. You have to act like us now. Okay? You have to follow our standards of life. And if you can't agree with that, I don't really know what to tell you. Yeah, it's pretty obvious. I mean, obviously you're gonna have variation. Like when I talk to a Chinese immigrant into the United States, they're gonna have an accent, and I can't blame them for that. There's certain things that you just can't change. Maybe even like the religion. If a Chinese person migrates to America, and they're adamant about their religion and they're serious about their religion, you can't force them to change religions, but they should be speaking American, even if that's with an accent. I'll concede the accent. And so the way I would incorporate a moral, ethical, and efficient good solution that benefits as many parties as possible, but most importantly the Spaniards, because you obviously want them to be benefited. No matter what you do, they have to be getting the most out of this, okay? And so what you would do is you would have them work in a working camp for 5 to 10 years, probably closer to the 5-year in the spectrum, but I guess I'm a little bit of an extremist, so I would be like 10 or 15 years working and proving that you're willing to contribute to this society rather than detract from it. Okay, so you're gonna work for us for free for 10 to 15 years. Now, the reason I'm not calling this slavery is because you're feeding them fairly, you're giving them shelter, and you're feeding them and you're giving them shelter. I mean, what else could you want? You jumped across a border and with malintent, and if you didn't have malintent, then you'll do this faithfully. And of course, there would be like a 2-hour free time or something like that. I don't know. I don't really care. But like, you would want to have like a class of how this is how you act in our society. Don't throw trash on the side of the street like they do back in Morocco, because I've seen pictures of Moroccan and other African countries. They all do this where they just throw the trash wherever, and you can see there was this video I watched of a train rolling through Central Africa, and there was just crap all over the streets. I mean, trash here, trash there, trash here. And you don't want that in your country, right? So if you're gonna come here, then you have to concede to our social system and how we do things around here. And I think that's completely reasonable. And then if you pass and you assimilate, then you're allowed into the country. However, if you fail, then either send them back or just keep them in the working camp. I don't really care. But this is the most morally ethical way of dealing with this situation, in my opinion. Now, of course, if you have somebody that's like a terrorist, you either that's moral to just put the lights out there. I think we can all agree, if they're a member of ISIS, put the lights out. You're not sending them back because they're just going to try to come back, or they're going to cause problems in their home country. So, it's better to just put the lights out in that bucket if they're a terrorist, because I think we can all agree, terrorists equal bad. Bad terrorists. Terrorists equal bad. We're not like Hassan, where we call a Houthi up and be like, love, peace, we love you so much. We love you so much. No, they're terrorists. We're going to treat you like a terrorist. But obviously, the women and children, that's where it gets a little tricky. I would say probably send them back, because you don't want to make a terrorist out of the child, and there's no point in putting a woman in a working camp. Right, just send it back. We don't have use for you here. But then what the military age men would be able to do is, after they complete that 10, 15, 5 years of assimilation working, then they can invite the rest of their family. But obviously not the whole family, because then you get chain migration, and then one guy's work turned into a bunch of people getting that freedom that they didn't earn. But I think a man should be able to earn being a Spaniard for his people, for his family, if he proves that he can do that. So yeah, I've given you what I think is the most ethical thing to do, and if you disagree, leave it in the comments. But I can't really think of one that serves everybody so well. And yeah, that's the end of that. That wasn't bad. Okay. Charlie debate. Oh my gosh. The Andrew Wilson Candace Owens debate was just horrible. I mean, it's horrible. Candace Owens is an actual idiot, and well, I guess Wilson didn't do too bad. Wilson did a pretty decent job representing TPUSA and himself. Of course, there were a few times where he was like, "No, I'm not actually here on behalf of TPUSA," and then he was, and then he wasn't, and that was basically the main fallacies with him. But she was just horrible. I mean, she's like every time these people are so hardcore one way, and then they get in an interview with somebody else, and they completely like, oh, all of a sudden they're conceding here and conceding there. All of a sudden, you know, she wasn't dreaming about Kirk visiting her in a dream. But before Andrew Wilson and Candace Owens debate, she's on her show. He came to me in a dream. It was his wife that killed him. What are you even saying? How is that? What are you so delusional? You really think his wife killed him, or was affiliated with getting him killed, or whatever? She switched that up like 6 different times. All of a sudden, you know, I can't talk about this. I'm gonna get into legal issues, and she was all like, "Oh, yeah, you know, I didn't question her about it, because I thought that would be rude to do to the newly widow." No, you know you're wrong. You know you didn't get any dream. You know she didn't have anything to do with it. Yeah, you just knew you were wrong, so you gave up. And I mean, I think that's what she should do. She should just concede. You know, Tyler Robinson, obviously, overwhelming evidence that he did it all by himself. And the bull crap with the 30-06 not being able to do what that did to Kirk. Or maybe it does too much. Yeah, I think the argument is that the 30-06 is too destructive to do what it did to Charlie Kirk's neck. Now, I saw the video. We saw the video. The thing about 30-06 and really any bullet is little entry hole, big exit hole, and that's what we saw with Kirk. But she apparently thinks it should have like blown his neck off or something, blown his whole head off. No, that's not what bullets do. It's not an explosive round chambered in. But again, she was always saying, "Oh yeah, we think it was an object. They shot an object into him." It was a bullet. You could watch the video. You hear the crack of a gun and a bullet pierces his neck. There's nothing more to it. It's like you're just digging at a rock. Tink, 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 tink. Tink, 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 tink. It's so stupid. She's just off of her rocker, and the debate only proved that to me. It only showed that to me at the beginning. They were like, you know, choose who had more evidence. You know, she had no evidence. None. There was like nothing to... Oh, there were 5 fingerprints on the gun, and he has like 5 family members and a boyfriend. It's almost like it's their fingerprints. What? No. Of course, his were aged, but the other fingerprints were newer. They must have been the CIA giving him that gun. Because, yeah, they would be that sloppy. For sure, man. Yeah, they would be that sloppy. If the CIA or the FBI or the Israeli government, especially the Israeli government, if any of them would have planned this, there would have just been his fingerprints on the gun. Are you kidding me? I mean, that argument that she gave basically disproved itself in the debate. It was just an embarrassment. It was an embarrassment. She needs to stop with all this bullcrap and go focus on her family. Because holy crap, what are you saying? You're delusional. You're just delusional. You need to shut your mouth. You're flooding the zone. We know what flooding the zone is. You're flooding the zone. You need to stop. That's all I have to say about that piece of crap interview. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. But I have more to say about the abortion in Massachusetts. Let's pull this up. So the abortion in Massachusetts is really bad. If I can find it. Watch later. Oh, stop. So this is the abortion in Massachusetts. I'm a chud. Massachusetts. So this is the abortion in Massachusetts.
Who's treated
The abortion of Massachusetts.
A growing number of patients from Massachusetts, traveling not only from states with abortion bans like Texas and Louisiana, but traveling from states like Massachusetts.
Oh, wait, no, that's my whole save thing. Oh, and there's a bunch of Minecraft stuff on there. And Kerbal Space Program. And the Charlie Kirk Parker debate. Okay. Massachusetts.
We've heard from a physician in Maryland who's treated a growing number of patients from Massachusetts, traveling not only from states with abortion bans like Texas and Louisiana, but traveling from states like Massachusetts. So today, we're changing that. Today, mothers and fathers and families who experience these devastating diagnoses, and they are.
Welcome to 2026. Welcome to modernity, where being pregnant is a devastating diagnosis. What a shame. How far off the track do we have to go through to where being a parent is like this wonderful thing to a devastating diagnosis?
Are devastating, heartbreaking.
Heartbreaking. It should be heart-filling. Where do we go wrong?
Now they'll be able to make their own choices. They'll be able to get the care that they need right here in Massachusetts. Now, the law that I sign is against the context of the moment that we're in and the time in this country. We know that protecting abortion access and reproductive health care has been under fire. We saw.
You see how they frame this and delegitimize it? Well, legitimize it to where they went from, it went from what we would all agree in like the 1700s. Everybody would agree, abortion is murder. To now where it's this thing that it's like it's reproductive health. No, it's reproductive damage. I mean,
when the Supreme
have
Court
you
overturned.
Not seen what abortion is, where you're like slurping it out with a vacuum. Yeah.
Roe and the Dobbs decision back in 2022, the first time a court has ever taken away a right that was given. We've seen it as Donald Trump and Republicans in Congress continue to pass anti-abortion legislation, including extreme abortion bans. Today, 1 in 3 women in America live in a state with an abortion ban.
And 3 in 10 women get an abortion worldwide. 76 million a year.
President Trump's new Attorney General, Todd Blanche, over the weekend said that overturning Roe v. Wade should be made, quote, permanent in every state. That's
absolutely, because it's murder.
what we're up against. In this moment, it is up to the states to lead. And as governor, I promise that no matter what Donald Trump or Republicans in Congress or the Supreme Court does, we're going to continue to make sure that women and families have access to the health care that they need.
Just frame it, label it, healthcare. It's just killing. I mean, it literally says in like the doctor's code of conduct or whatever, something like that. It's not called the doctor's code of conduct, but it's how doctors are to conduct, and it's to never take or hurt a life. Never. What's a life?
Right here in Massachusetts. We're going to make sure that women in particular are able to make their own healthcare decisions, not the government.
But they are making healthcare decisions for somebody else when they get an abortion. No. No.
It's why I took steps to stockpile mifepristone 3 years ago when it first came under attack. It's why I signed the strongest shield law in the country to protect patients and doctors and nurses who provide that care. And it's why I'm signing this bill today. We believe that healthcare decisions should be made between women and families and their doctors, not politicians. Abortion.
What good faith doctor would allow killing? I mean, I don't know.
Will remain safe, it will remain legal, and it will remain accessible here in Massachusetts. That's my commitment to you. At this time, I'd like to bring forward a couple, Kate Deneen and Alex Lawton, who are.
All right, so we heard the arguments. We're going against the current mantra. We are defying Mr. Orange Man. What is the new Massachusetts law? That is the question we're going to see. New Massachusetts abortion law. What is this? This is the Patients Access to Care Prioritizing Patient Access to Care Act, which removes previous statutory exceptions for abortions after 24 weeks of pregnancy. I have debated this again and again with people online. We can always agree that at this point, 24 weeks. What is 24 weeks? What happens 24 weeks pregnant? Your baby is 12 inches long, weighs 1.5 pounds, and has sleep-wake cycles. Fetal kicks, rapid brain growth, and the developing of taste buds. Lungs, skin is still translucent, regular movement. It moves, and it quite literally has lungs that are sufficient for future breathing. We can read this right here. They have lungs with tiny air sacs sufficient for future breathing. But at this point, it is not a person. Wait, does it have a heartbeat? Does it have a heartbeat? Because that's a big thing I always see. Everybody's always like, oh, if it has a heartbeat. Yes, your baby has a strong, fully formed heartbeat at 24 weeks pregnant. Wow. It beats much faster than ours. But yes, it has a heartbeat. It has a brain. It has taste buds. And it has lungs. But you can kill it. Now, another thing is the development of organs. A lot of people debate with me. They say, well, it doesn't have a brain and it doesn't have a heart. It's just a clump of cells. At this point, we're not talking about a clump of cells no matter what. Everybody should be able to agree that this is not an abortion at this point. This is a murder. Everybody should be able to agree on this. The science agrees. The morality agrees. I don't know what more you want. But yeah, that's just the demented new law in Massachusetts that I think should be totally overruled. And I think abortion is just completely immoral and should be ended across all 50 states. It should be ended across the whole world, but let's be realistic, that'll never happen. Because abortion death count. The abortion death count, sorry, since 1980 is over 3.7, but I forget. You have to search it in a way, but 1.6 million a year. How many children have been aborted? That's the question. There we go. 73 million worldwide each year, which adds up to about 3 in 10 abortions. 3 in 10. If you're a baby right now, you have a 3 in 10 chance of being aborted. That's crazy. I guess I'm just going to end on that note. I don't know. I ran out of things to say. Hey guys, so today I'll be reacting to this new movie. What? Did Mr. Captain Swagger Pants drop a new movie? Oh. The whole Backrooms movie is on YouTube, guys. The whole thing. Oh, I need to be recording. I haven't recorded at all. Oh, I'm gonna have to go back and re-record. The whole Backrooms movie is on YouTube. Use it before you lose it. All right, Dean Withers. Dean Withers, a very prominent left-wing figure, along with, what was his friend's name? That little idiot. They're like gay for each other or whatever. They're like gay for each other. I don't really care, but he's being crushed right now. Everybody's saying, you were touching boys when they were young. You were a boy toucher. which somebody is very against Donald Trump, not only because of his bad policies, um, but also because of his morality. And now here we are. Everybody's looking at you and pointing the finger at you unsubstantiatedly. The Donald Trump claims are obviously unsubstantiated. You know, what was he doing at Epstein's Island? We can't say for sure. We can infer and imply, and we can guess that it was probably not good things, but we don't have it fully substantiated, and we can all agree on this. If you can't agree on that, then show me the evidence. I don't care what he said about his daughter. I get it. He's not a moral person. But Dean Withers likes to attack him and other right-wing figures on the basis of morality and pedophilia, like what felt like on the daily. Always going on his TikTok lives, you know. Oh, Donald Trump is such a horrible person. He shouldn't be the president because he touches little boys. And now here we are, Dean Withers exposed for touching little boys. But it's unsubstantiated. You're going through the same thing you put us through COVID, whenever everybody was getting banned and Elon Musk had to buy X to bail us all out. I mean, you're just experiencing what we went through now, and it's so ironic because now he wants to cry about it. And not only that, but the N-word thing. All of a sudden now he's crying on stream. Yeah, the crying that reminded me of that. He's sitting there crying on stream about how he's so sorry for saying the N-word on the phone with a black man who's also crying with him. It's okay. It's okay. You said the N-word 7 years ago. Are we serious? Are we still doing this? I thought we were out of this. Oh wait, no, you have to be so guilty for saying the N-word. Dude, chill out. What did Fuentes was like, you know, 14-year-olds are dying in Ukraine, and Dean Withers is sitting here crying about saying the N-word 7 years ago, and he's like 20. It's horrible. It's horrible. When other countries look at us and treat us like a fucking joke, I can't even blame them anymore because, oh my gosh. In any other country other than Britain and a few other European countries, this would never happen. Nobody would care. But here we are. In today's society, you're getting punished for what you said and what you did allegationally. I forget what the word is. I don't really care. But now everybody's pointing the finger at you. All of a sudden, you're the one who touched little boys. And now you have to deal with it. You want to say our guy touches little boys? Well, now how about you touch little boys? And there's people coming out saying that you touched them when they were little boys. Uh-oh, Pinocchio. I see your nose growing there, buddy. And yeah, it's he's just a clown. I don't know if he actually touched little boys or not. If he did, I don't really care. But I mean, if he did, obviously he should be put in jail because, oh my gosh, you touched little boys. But also because you're such a, oh, what's the word? Hypocrite. Yeah, that's all. What else was I going to talk about? 2% problem. So I had a manager, I had a manager, and he was of a certain ethnicity and seemed to be of a certain gender. I was wrong about one of those. It was the gender. I had a transgender, black, female, male to female, coworker who allegedly, to our knowledge, was to be receiving of a certain substance at the drive-thru. Shahi is no longer my manager. For the longest time, we'll just call this person Z. Z would talk and had a very deep, light, mixed voice that you couldn't really hear very well. And Z had very long hair. Z was a man. I did not know what Z was a man. I thought Z was a ma'am. And I just couldn't believe after Z had been fired. Well, not fired. We'll get into that. Z left our establishment. Z was a man to female, transgender, person of color. And I'm not gonna lie, Z was very stupid. Z had 7 orders that were, this is gonna expose where I work. Oh man, they were very, I'm not gonna say because I don't want y'all to know where I work because frankly it's embarrassing. It would be very small orders like a can of Coke, just like very small meals like a burger and fries, and they would be maxed out. So we have these timers, right? It goes up to 1,000 seconds. 999. They were all maxed out to 999. 7 orders had to be refunded. We were getting berated because because the money we gave back wasn't worth their time, and it wasn't. It's absolutely absurd that you would be parking a car that is ordering a can of Coke, right? And they showed up. Well, they did not show up to work one day, and they did not call off work that day, and they did not call to say that they couldn't come in that day. It was a no call, no show. At this establishment, a no call, no show is fireable immediately. If I would have no called, no showed, I would have been fired. Z was not fired for that. Z was not even fired. Z just cannot work there for an indefinite amount of time. And it is absurd that you can do all of this, not be fired, and then you have to leave the job because you committed a crime outside of the establishment. And it's the 2%er rule. If we lived in a society that was of higher intellect and understood these things, Z would not have been working there. Z would have been turning big rocks into small rocks. Okay? But Z was not doing that. Z had free roam of our country. And now Z has to be locked up. And everybody, the people ordering food and drinks, had to deal with Z's incompetence and idiocy because our country is just so off the rails. And come to find out, Z was a 2%er. Z was fired. We're not quite sure why. But I have a hint that it is drug related. Because we were working and the one person was working the drive-thru and accidentally got a small bag of a powdery substance. They discarded the substance and washed their hands about 6 million times. Didn't want to turn it in because of, their fingerprints being on it. And we have a creeping suspicion that was for that worker there, Z. And so I can only imagine what Z was arrested for. But again, everybody has to deal with this. We all had to work with Z. And Z could have been fired. If I was in Z's position, I would be doing a better job and I was in a lower position. And now we're getting into DEI, right? Because how are you going to let this person stay? Oh yeah, they're of color and they're LGBTQ. If we were to fire this person, what type of heat would we get from all the groups that boycott and scream about us online? So it was better socially. It was more socially acceptable to keep this person that was holding the establishment back. And it just goes to show that did Trump really end DEI? No. Will anybody be able to end DEI? I don't know. But it was obvious that Z was a DEI hire and was kept on the payroll for DEI reasons, because we can't fire somebody who's bad at their job anymore because they're a certain color and they have a certain sexuality. It's so absurd. Okay. Oh yeah, Mamdani. Mamdani gives a speech. So Mamdani gave a speech.
Bill. I too felt what you feel. The joy of no longer
So Mamdani gave a speech.
你好，我的名字是 Mayor Zoran Mamdani。我不知道中文，可是我想试一下。纽约市政府将免费送出2000多张百老汇演出门票，请于8月17日之前访问以下网站。
So anybody but America.
了解如何参加抽签，您还可以免费获得 the Theater Development Fund。
The Theater Development Fund. You're an American, act like it. I shouldn't get ahead of myself. I guess he doesn't identify as an American. Ladies and gentlemen, our mayor of New York City can't speak English. Well, didn't speak English. And when you're talking to your people, you want to talk to them in their language. If you want to appeal to a minority, talk to them in their language. When the founding fathers established this country, there was always, oh no, the tyranny of the majority. We need to put as many protections against the tyranny of the majority as possible because the majority will always have more power than the minority. That changed. They didn't expect it. I couldn't expect them to expect it. Nobody could expect them to expect it. And now we're in this crazy position where the minority has power over the majority. And I mean, you have to put in protections. You can't let the minority just take advantage of the majority like this. And that's what's happening here. When you have the mayor of NYC pandering to a small block within New York City, because he should be talking to New York City. If he's talking to the people of China, what the fuck? Right? That totally undermines the whole I'm not going to Israel thing. Everybody was like, oh my gosh, he's so great. Finally, a New York City mayor staying in New York City. If he's talking to the Chinese people, what the fuck? That doesn't even matter anymore. Okay, so we got the guy that wasn't going to go to Israel, and now he's talking to China. If it's not that, then he's talking to the minority. And like, why are you not speaking our nation's language? Why are you speaking in Chinese? Nobody here speaks Chinese. Are you speaking in code? What are you saying? Why can't you just say this to everybody and then have somebody translate it for the Chinese? It makes no sense unless you hate the white race and you hate English and you hate everything about us. And you want to change that, right? Divide us. And that's all he's doing. What does it say about us if we can't even denaturalize and deport this man who openly wants to destroy our country? It is open. It is open and it's out there. Everybody knows he's a socialist. He wants to talk to us in Chinese. He wants to denounce all the 9/11 survivors, or not the 9/11 survivors and the deaths in 9/11. On 9/11, he wanted to cry about how his mother was receiving so much hate when our towers got knocked down by people who looked like her. I'm sorry, we're going to have prejudice for a while. I can't even blame the people looking at her weird on the subway. After that, that's traumatizing, okay? Now, obviously, it doesn't happen as much anymore, and it shouldn't happen because we don't hold grudges. This isn't a blood feud, right? Right? My great-great-great-grandpa could have enslaved a black man, and his great-great-grandson can be my friend, okay? This is what Martin Luther King Jr. did for us. No blood feuds, okay? I don't care your background, I care your background. I don't care what your grandfather did to my your great-grandfather did to my great-grandfather, and you shouldn't the other way, and we can all just be friends and be happy, but apparently we can't. We have to pander a whole address to the city in Chinese. When what percent of New York City, what percent of NYC speaks English? Okay, so I actually wasn't expecting this. We have English only at home, 52% only. Spanish at 22.5%, and Chinese at 6%. And then other languages are 19%. I forgot how much of a mixed place New York City is. But either way, you should be speaking in English. You're in New York City. You're in the bastion of America, right? So yeah, it's crazy. He's a traitor. He doesn't care about us. He doesn't care about you and me. I was open to him, bringing change and doing something different. But now he's just a guy who wants IDs for grocery stores, but not for voting. He's just a guy who speaks Chinese at the NYC address. He's just the same guy as every other guy on the left side. He's no different. He's just a Kamala that's a Muslim. I mean, come on. It's shocking, and quite frankly, it's absurd. And this is a dig at me as an English speaker who lives. Why did I say that with an accent? As an English speaker in an English-born country, you're gonna talk to us in Chinese. Fuck you, good sir. Fuck you. So that's all I gotta say about that. I think I'm going to end it off here. I was going to talk about how Muslims and Christians, I might as well fucking get into it. So, Muslims and Christians we're here at a pretty tough point in time where it's kind of hard for us to mix when half of our people are being, taken advantage of in a serious way. He didn't just spell the word rapper without a P, did he? Yeah, I'm not doing this. This is gonna be too long of a rant. I'm just not gonna do it. Yeah, but we know how I feel about that. I don't like the not assimilating thing, and the whole gang allegation, or the R word gang thing in England. And yeah, I'm just really tired of all this bullshit. I'm sitting here watching the world go by, and it seems to all be a can of bullshit. Like, why isn't any reason happening? It's all stupid. I don't like stupid. I might be stupid, but regardless, I don't want to see stupid stuff. And it seems like all this shit is stupid stuff. I mean, the war in Iran. Come on. Fucking the mayor of New York City is giving an address in Chinese. 6% of the population in New York City speaks Chinese, even less around the United States. This is absurd. It's just crazy where we are, to where we can have a dream about Charlie Kirk and go to debate, and then all of a sudden, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't have any dreams. Or like, you can scream pedophile with zero substantiation, and then when everybody screams pedophile at you with zero substantiation, all of a sudden you're the victim. No, that's not how this works. You need to take it like a man, you fucking sissy. Yeah, if you want to dish out the bullshit, you better be prepared to eat the bullshit. And of course, it doesn't justify people calling him a pedophile without any evidence or anything. But I don't feel bad for him, and neither should you. And the whole fucking thing with my co-worker, 2%er person who finally had to commit a serious crime to be put away. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. The world we live in, the country we live in. And I'm gonna write an essay about Israel. Yeah, I'm gonna write a fucking essay about it, and I'm gonna turn it into a video essay. That'll be fun. Be arguing my view about, you can't just let Israel bully everybody in the Middle East and expect to not suffer the consequences. Can't do that. It don't work. It might get you political power here, but it's if you're really working in the best interest of the American people, it's not worth it. But of course, if you wouldn't have done that and Kamala would have won, would that be worse for the American people? Don't even care about the world. you know, the negative consequences this has on the world. But you know, is it worth it? Is your war worth it? It might be. A war in Iran might be worth it if we don't get another migrant into this country. Another illegal migrant into this country. Don't clip me out of context. I don't know. Well, this might be better than the alternative. I think higher gas prices and higher electricity prices are worth it. But of course, it depends on how far this goes. You know, are you going to spring us into World War III, the end of days, right? Are you going to do that eschatological shit where now we all die because you started a war with the desert people? I doubt it. A lot of smart people, a lot of intelligent people, a lot of people say that, you know, this is to usher in the end of times. And I mean, I don't really have the evidence to disagree with that, but I don't know, man. Do we really think the end of times is coming this soon? We haven't even had the Christian rebellion. We haven't even had the Christian Revolution in America yet, right? Christ can't come back until that happens. I think. I mean, he can, but like, you know, don't know. Anything could fucking happen. At this point, anything can fucking happen. But yeah, it's pretty much the tea, the spice of life. I might play Minecraft. Made a modded world. It's a lot of fun. All I want to fucking do is play Minecraft. I don't want to stream, but I don't know. I guess I just have this feeling that I should stream. I mean, I have no viewers. I'm streaming to myself right now. I'm literally just sitting here talking to myself, moping over thoughts that I've had over the work week, and just saying them, just spouting off about it online to nobody, to no avail. I guess I could debate somebody on this. That'd be pretty interesting. Yeah, let's just try that for a bit, and if it goes well, I'll turn it into a video. If not, then I spend 5 minutes debating somebody rather than playing Minecraft. And yeah, call me a fucking child for playing Minecraft. I don't care. I'm putting my creative brain to use. I'm building a fucking wall. I'm such a nerd. Debates. Where is this audio coming out at? And I'm happy. Sunshine. Is it okay to be gay? I'll take some pro-choice debate me. Kind of low tier, still learning. If you know how to use the word low tier, you're not still learning. You've graduated. Why do you dislike black people? Who says this? Feminism's I love women. Feminisms is still needed, and it's just a group chat with 3 women in it. It doesn't get any stereotypical in this, man. LGB isn't okay or natural for us. That is true. Just because something occurs in nature doesn't make it natural. Dolphins rape each other all the time. Should we rape each other? Oh wait, no, I said to all would. I don't know if I'm sorry, YouTube, if this is included in the clip that gets reported. I was spouting off at the mouth and I didn't know what I was gonna say. I'm sorry. Please don't put a strike on me. That would actually, I would just quit. No, I wouldn't actually quit. I'll go to Rumble, where I would pull -2 viewers. If I'm getting 0 here, oh shit. Canadian politics. Who is talking about Canadian politics? But yeah, that's always a good argument. Dolphins R-word each other in nature. Should we R-word each other? And they bully pufferfish as a drug. Should we bully each other for drugs? No. No, we shouldn't do either of that. But, I mean, if you can't tell that, get out. Because this is our way of life, and if you don't like it, get out, because We like it just the way it is here. Even if it has our quirks with Somalians. I'd rather this than anywhere else. Isn't that a crazy reflection? Despite all of the bullshit in America, couldn't imagine living anywhere else. Couldn't do it. Sorry, I'm showing my ideological side. I can't do that. Yeah, it's so fucked here, and I wouldn't go anywhere else. Sorry, what the fuck? I forgot I was streaming, I guess. Damn, got emotional quick. I love my country. Alright, we get it. Yeah, it's good. Make America white again. Gazelle Bell Groiper. My people.
Excuse me, Claw Unicorn, what's your issue with the topic?
The kind where you were nice to me, but only
Not my people. No,
So
not my people. Oh, you guys can't see it.
No, I can do misery.
Yeah, what's your
Do it.
confession?
Do it.
That's
Do
what
it.
I'm
Do
gonna-
it.
I can play misery
That
for
one,
you.
but the one next
Play
to
it.
it.
Play it.
please.
Play it.
It's going on in 1 second.
How old are you?
Okay, I'm not gonna stream a bunch of children. So, I guess that's everything. Play some Minecraft and go to bed. I got a college visit tomorrow. Who knows if they'll let me in though, right? All the shit I say. Not even that crazy. I'm literally not an extremist. Why are you not letting me into your country? Said the Groiper. I'm not a Groiper. Wait. Should I show you guys my favorite hoodie? Ladies and gents, I give to you the greatest hoodie of all time. Of ever. And I'm about to put it on in front of you all. Do we see the color? My hair is all screwed up. Whatever. Do we see the color? Do we see what it says here? See this? I got shit all over my floor getting ready for school. Fuck, what just fell? Ow! Oh shit, it was my phone. Like, what the hell was that? See this? This is GIA. You're not a true Groiper unless you got one of these bad boys. Alright? You're just not built like me. Alright? You don't have the Trump poster original from 2016. From 2016. That is not a 2024 picture. This is from 2016. We got it. I'm done. I'll see you guys in the next stream video.